The High Court has ruled. The impeachment stands. So what next for Rigathi Gachagua? Let me lay it out clearly, because the next 12 months of his political and legal journey will be the most consequential of his life. Legally, the Court of Appeal is next. Gachagua's lawyers have already signaled the appeal, and the Keisha 50 million damages award the High Court gave him is not just compensation. It is ammunition. It is a judicial acknowledgement that his rights were violated during the Senate process. That acknowledgement becomes the foundation of the appeal argument. The Court of Appeal will be asked one central question: can an impeachment that violated a person's constitutional right to a fair hearing be allowed to stand simply because Parliament had the authority to conduct it? That is a genuinely difficult constitutional question that reasonable judges could answer differently from how the High Court answered it. Politically, this is where it gets interesting. The ruling does not weaken Gachagua politically. It may actually strengthen him. Here is why. His supporters in Mount Kenya were never going to accept any court ruling that upheld the impeachment as legitimate. The Keisha 50 million damages award confirms to them that something wrong happened. The court said so itself. In their reading, the judges found him guilty of a crime the court admitted was prosecuted unfairly. Gachagua now goes into the 2027 campaign cycle with three things that no other candidate in Kenya currently has: a legal battle that keeps his name in the news every time there is a court mention, a ruling or an appeal hearing, free publicity of the most emotionally charged kind, a martyrdom narrative that has now been partially validated by a court that awarded him Keisha 50 million for the violations he suffered during the process, and a community that is more energized around him after this ruling than before it. Because nothing unites a community behind a figure faster than a verdict they believe was unjust delivered against someone. The 2027 question: can Gachagua run for president in 2027? As long as his appeal is pending, he remains constitutionally eligible. LSK President Charles Kanjama confirmed this clearly before the ruling. The legal process must be fully exhausted before eligibility is effected. And the legal process is nowhere near fully exhausted, which means Gachagua is heading into 2027 as a presidential candidate, a court appellant, a damages recipient, and the most emotionally resonant political figure in Mount Kenya simultaneously. Every serious 2027 presidential contender is watching this ruling carefully, because the question they are all asking is not whether Gachagua won or lost in court. It is whether he is still the Mount Kenya gatekeeper. The answer from the ground is yes. The ruling did not change that. The bottom line: Gachagua lost in court yesterday, but he woke up